October the 10th, 2020. As you're looking at Tropical Storm Delta, it's slowed down now to about 40-45 miles an hour. It's moving at 15 miles an hour to the northeast. It's a very dry storm on the bottom half. We're in that section. We're in this circle of blue right there. Now, our winds are up in the trees. They've been gusting on and off all night. A few small limbs, a lot of green pine limbs are down, things like that, but nothing major so far. We're still in some pretty good wind, but it's starting to dry out, and we're getting some rays of sun coming through there, so that's a good thing. Now, what is the most dangerous part of the storm now is over Mobile Bay coming into Pensacola. You're in a tornado watch. You've already had a couple of these storms pop up earlier about daylight, a little further down in the Panhandle. But guys, this is again going to be the most dangerous part throughout the day. We talked about it. Delta moved across the river early, and as it made that right turn, and you can see it's kind of straddled it here. It was projected, guys, to come up through Louisiana and curve through here, but it came across, and it's right here in this area, and then your higher winds and some of your rain are in this section. Now, it's slowing down, and that's a good thing, but here in Florida, guys, down just south east of us, the tornado warnings are up, and tornado watches, are up, and we've had some tornado warnings. Had one about daylight this morning, but this is going to go out going throughout the day, because it's the same thing in all these tornadoes. This tail of Delta here, as you want to call it, is going to be the most dangerous part. It's still trying to pull in high winds and thunder and lightning across this area. Let's take a look at the watches and warnings. I'm switching the maps, and the wind's picking up outside. A few small limbs still. You can hear them hitting the metal roof and things like that. But we hope the worst of it's over. We got a lot of tall trees here, and looks like we're going to make it just fine. But here in the yellow, guys, offshore of Alabama and the Pensacola area, you got tornado warnings. There's been a few popped up already this morning. You've got flash flood watches and warnings along the Mississippi River. Again, the worst of the storm, as far as the hurricane itself and now tropical storm, is winding down. But until this tail that's moving up into this area has calmed down, these tornado watches and warnings are going to continue. And they may move a little further east. They're going to follow the storm. If the storm moves up northeast and starts cutting across Alabama, these tails are going to get further to the east, and Georgia could see some problems. And here you can see the center of the storm is right over the Mississippi River between Natchez and Vicksburg, in that area, just due west of us. Maximum sustained winds at 40 miles an hour. Moving northeast at 16 miles an hour, barometric pressure at 992. And they're projecting this thing to become a tropical depression before too long. Check this out as it's starting to cut across northern Alabama, Tennessee, and up into Kentucky. So just watch the tail, guys, as it moves northeast. It's going to drag the tail across the southeast. It's pulling the tornadoes out of the Gulf. Again, we're going through cycles here now. So just pay attention to big limbs and big trees, things like that. The sun's popping in and out. We've had nothing compared to South Louisiana. But again, it's always a concern when you've got the big trees and rain and some debris. But guys, we're watching this. If you are in Louisiana and you have electricity, come into the comment section below and let us know how you guys did. We're watching it. Keep your radios on as far as your weather alerts, tornado watches and warnings, especially all our friends down around the Panhandle area in Alabama into Florida. Now, as we look at these satellite images as the sun rises, you can see pretty much where the circulation is right there. Starting to move more across the river now. And this is the tailing area right here that's coming out off the mouth of the Mississippi River, and again up through the Panhandle. Maybe this will go ahead and die out, and we can get out from under these tornado watches. But until then, do not take your eyes off the storm. Anybody in that area, because that's going to be the most dangerous sections at this point. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.